Hey folks, this is Mr. MegaManFan. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. You know all the things to do. Now, I'm going to admit something here that might somehow be offensive. I've never seen a full episode of The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy from start to finish. Oh, I've seen funny clips on YouTube many times, don't get me wrong. But the era this show aired, I must not have been a big Cartoon Network watcher, and I just never picked it up since that time. But being familiar with the name of it and finding a sealed copy of this game in a store for a relatively cheap price, I want to say it was like 10 or 15 bucks at the most, I decided maybe now is the time to find out more about it. Now, it's not in perfect condition. The shrink wrap has already started to cause a little bit of crushing on the back. But other than that, it's new, so I'm going to break the seal. This is another episode of Breaking the Seal. We're going to take a look at the contents, and then I'm going to try this game and get my first proper taste of the Billy and Mandy intellectual property line. Something that, like I said, other than seeing clips on YouTube, mostly of the Grim Reaper, I really have no other experience with. This is completely foreign to me. But those clips of the Grim Reaper are usually pretty funny. And Mandy, she seems like she's kind of a badass. So I'm willing to give this IP a shot. So I hope you're all doing well out there, having success in your life at whatever endeavors you are involved with, and your family and loved ones are doing well, your pets are happy and healthy, your elder ones are enjoying their older years gracefully, which is all any of us can hope for in this life, especially people like me who are nearer to that side of the equation than the other side. Which is probably another good reason that I've never seen any Billy and Mandy before, other than YouTube clips, that is. It's even more noticeable where the crushing is once I have the shrink wrap off. This corner here definitely got caved in. This is why you don't leave things shrink wrapped, especially cardboard boxes, because that's what will inevitably happen. The word shrink is in shrink wrap for a reason. It's supposed to shrink around things, and it will continue to shrink as it ages. Here's the actual cartridge itself, meeting with oxygen for the very first time. Let's get it to focus up a little. And as usual, you can see when you have an authentic Game Boy Advance game that there's a printing stamp on the sticker, which I'm sure bootleggers at some point will replicate, but I don't think they would bother for the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. They might for a Pokemon game, but I doubt they would for this. Unless this suddenly becomes an extremely rare and hard to find game and shoots up in price for God knows what reason, then somebody might actually do that. But I kind of doubt it. Let's see what else we've got inside this formerly sealed box. Oh, we've got quite a bit of stuff, as it turns out. We've got a product registration card. Again, let's see if we can get the camera to focus up on that. I'm sure that address is long since gone, especially since Midway stopped being a video game company probably not too long after this game came out. I do remember one trip to Chicago, I actually saw their offices and thought about seeing if they would let me go on a tour, but I never asked, and of course I missed my shot because now they're no longer around to do any such sort of thing. But we've got the health and safety booklet, the flyer to subscribe to Nintendo Power, which is also no longer around. The last issue of that was number 285. So yeah, we've got quite a bit of swag in this box. 4 different inserts. That alone makes me happy I picked this up, because you don't even see printed manuals inside boxes anymore, let alone 4 separate inserts that go with a game. That's way more printing than any company would bother to do these days. At this point, if you want a game that comes with a printed manual, you're probably buying it from somebody like Limited Run or Strictly Limited, because there are very few other people who are actually going to bother with that. So now I'm going to put this into a protective box. Even though it started to get crushed, there's no reason to further crush it now, is there? You might as well keep it in some semblance of a decent shape. Keep that bag that the GBA game came in as well. Only thing I'm gonna throw out here is the original shrink wrap, because we won't need that any longer. And then I've already got my GameCube on behind me, so all I have to do is turn the camera around, raise up the tripod, turn off the light. I say only thing, but then there's like 4 things I have to do. So I have to do all of those things and put the Game Boy Advance game in and run GBI, and we can take a look at this game properly. So there it is in its protective sheath. Now let me turn off the camera light. Okay, the light is off, and we need to adjust the height of the tripod as well as the angle. Load it. And let's see what the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy is all about. Zoom this display in just a bit. Maybe turn the brightness down just a hair. There we go. Still not hearing anything, but maybe that's just because we're not to the title screen yet. We're gonna get there eventually. Oh, there we go. And it seems like it's plenty loud enough at this volume. Yeah, tutorial, story, mission mode, options. What are the options? Oh, well, we can actually turn the sound down. Seems like a good idea. I guess it must let you save the game because it has a load option. Tutorial, story, mission. Oh, let's check out the tutorial, why not? Fight enemies with A and B. It's not overly complicated. Alright. Use R to jump, then press an attack button to perform a jump attack. Okay. Kind of awkward to do that with the Wadebird wireless R trigger as opposed to the shoulder buttons on a Game Boy Advance, but it can be done. Kind of wish they had mapped the jump to something else though. Especially when double jumping is involved. Using the trigger for a double jump kinda doesn't work. Oh, that's it. Okay. You kind of have to bounce. Destroying enemies rewards you by adding to your score and charging your mojo meter. So how many enemies do I have to destroy to fill it up? Apparently a lot. Yeah, this takes a long time. There we go, I finally filled it. What's your mojo meters? Okay, now the L button has a purpose. It's about time. What else does the tutorial have? Oh, that's it. That's everything. So, that's breaking the seal on the grim adventures of Billy and Mandy. I'm Mr. MegaManFan, and as always, thank you for watching.